We're gonna have some good times with good friends, making good memories. A little bit of sunshine and good vibes, yeah, that's all we need. And we ain't gonna worry, ain't in a hurry, everything is going our way. We're gonna have some good times with good friends, making good memories. Everybody's moving to the song on the radio. A little Stevie Wonder never hurt nobody's soul. Something about lawn chairs out in the warm air feels like a sacred place. 'Cause when we all get together.
The facts, dates, and events presented in this video are from the member's best recollection and may not be fully accurate. This video is intended for entertainment purposes only. Always consult with your local union about your rights and duties at your workplace. The opinions shared on this video are our own and do not necessarily represent my employer's positions, strategies, or opinions. All views shared are protected under the National Labor Relations Act.
Hi, brothers and sisters. Welcome to the next episode of the Bi-Weekly Grievance. Today is Thanksgiving. I have a special guest on with me real quick, my son, James.
Hi, everybody.
James, I invited you on the show so we could talk about Thanksgiving and what we're thankful for. I think that's a good tradition. We usually around the dinner table say what we're thankful for this year. I personally am thankful for a lot of things. I am thankful for the support I've gotten from my fellow brothers and sisters during my termination last year, which led to me getting my job back earlier this year in February, and then getting back to my facility, back into the feeder department. I'm super thankful for all the friends I've made and the support I've gotten. I'm thankful for everyone that watches my show and has subscribed to my show. I'm super thankful for my son, James. He's an amazing kid. He is a hard worker. I will be having another episode this coming week where I'm going to interview James and his Super Bowl appearing football team and talking about their struggles from day one of practice straight through the season and how that kind of emulates what it's like to be in a union. And they are a great example of how a union should work. And I think it'll be a fun episode. James's coach, Matt, and several of his teammates have agreed to come on my show to do this. It's going to be a fun episode. I'm thankful for all the love and support I've gotten from my mother and my sister and my niece and several other important people in my life during all the stuff that I went through last year. So I'm super thankful this year. James, would you share with my audience what you're thankful for this year?
Yes, I would. So I would like to start off thanking all of you Teamsters for sticking with my dad's back while we were in, it was hard times when my dad was terminated. It was a big deal, and you guys just kept fighting for my dad. Thank you for that. And I would like to thank my football coach and my football team, and I would like my coaches, because they really were the main piece of our team. It was like a puzzle. My team was all different pieces, but my coaches were just the correct piece to go in that one slot to make the perfect team. And I would also like to thank my family, my aunt, my cousin, my gram, and my parents, because they always helped me when I was in a bad mindset, or I was feeling down. They would always help me get in a better mindset and help me finish my day strong. Same with my football. They would always yell my number. They would always yell, let's go, keep fighting. And it helped us win most of our games. We would end the season 8-2, and thank you for thank you for letting me be on my show, or your show.
Oh, thank you, buddy. Folks, I hope you take time away from your jobs, not just UPSers, a lot of the Teamsters and union laborers. This is a very busy time of the year for most of them. I hope you take time this weekend and Thursday in particular, have a nice meal with your family, be thankful for your family, hug your family closer. I'm thinking of my brother, Mo Allen, who lost his daughter this year. Very tough. So everybody hold your family closer today. Be thankful for what you have around you. I encourage you to share the tradition that we have in our family where we say what we're thankful for around the dinner table before we eat. It's kind of a fun thing. Brothers and sisters, we have a very special guest on today, Dean Doss from California. He's a great mind of the Teamsters, historian, knows everything there is to know about the Teamsters and the labor union. He's read every book twice. He's read every contract twice. He's a fantastic human being. I think you're going to enjoy this part of the show. Thank you for your time. Thank you for stopping by Bi-Weekly Grievance. Here's Dean Doss. Hey, brothers and sisters, welcome to the next episode of the Bi-Weekly Grievance. Happy Thanksgiving. Welcome to the show today. Dean Doss out of Local 63 in Southern California. He just participated in the national negotiations in Washington, D.C. He's a feeder steward, and he's a former host of the Gemini and Tow Truck Show. He's a historian and a mushroom. I mean, a fun guy. Anyways, we're here to talk turkey. Dean, what can you tell us about UPS and turkey?
Well, UPS first entered Europe in 1976 when it established domestic operations in Germany. UPS has since developed comprehensive European service portfolio, and they've moved into the Turkish market in 1988.
Dean, gobble. We're talking about gobble. Can you talk about the history of Thanksgiving and turkey?
Oh, the Thanksgiving
turkey dinner. Yes.
Like that thing behind you.
Right? This guy.
You know, in the early days of UPS, Jim Casey was very adamant about recognizing his employees and rewarding them for a job well done. In 1928, he gave out the first gold watch to a driver named Ray McHugh, who had attained 5 years of safe driving, which back then, in the early days of automobiles, was just considered a huge milestone, that he had driven 5 years without having an accident. The other things they did back then was they gave out Christmas bonuses in the shape of a gold coin that had an eagle on it. And I cannot find it, but that one time it was on the UPS pages that was the tradition of, you know, they gave a gold coin. So here, we're going to give you a bird. You know, some people think they give a different kind of bird now. And so they kept up the turkey tradition. The only time they didn't do the turkey tradition was during the Depression. They stopped giving out the turkeys for a few years. And then from pretty much 1937 on, I think, they started up again. That might have been when they switched from the gold coin to the turkeys. I don't know.
Wait a minute. So you're saying we're not getting a turkey this year?
We're not getting a turkey this year. We did not get a turkey last year, nor the year before, nor the year. Best I can tell, because I can't find anybody. I didn't keep notes on this particular subject. 2009, 2010. Actually, I think the last physical turkeys we got were probably 2007. I know there was a couple of years where they gave us a certificate that we could take to the grocery store and redeem for a turkey. And that all ended in somewhere around 2008, 2010. I don't know the exact year. So yeah, the turkeys, the safe driving awards, you know, a lot of stuff that they used to give employees, you know, the safe driving awards.
You mean like when we used to get a ham for Christmas, We used to get a party, a Christmas party. We used to get retirement parties. You mean all that stuff that we don't get anymore?
We don't get any of that.
Yeah. Why don't we get that anymore? Why is UPS persistent on not showing their appreciation of their employees? What is the reason? Like, what causes to lose those things? Do you have any idea on that?
Because they're cheap. I don't know any other reason to be able to say.
I feel like every time we got a pay raise, they took something away. And that's how they recoup some of the funds.
Yeah. And, the fact of the matter is the company has never lost money. The company has continued to grow and be profitable, extremely profitable. And so it's like the more employees you have, maybe in 1970, doing a Circle of Honor dinner across the country, maybe that cost $200,000 across the country. And if they were to do that today, it would be $5 million. But in 1970, there was only I want to say maybe 20,000, 30,000 employees back then. I think we've grown a little bit since then, about 20 times, and so that's the way they look at it. Is they're like, oh my gosh, this is costing us this amount of money. It only cost us this amount of money 30 years ago. And it's like, yeah, 30 years ago, you were 1/5 the size of what you are now, so that's tell irritating.
You, I'm pretty excited about the 4-day weekend we're going to have next week. I mean, I'm ecstatic that our employees finally get a 4-day weekend right before the big push. Aren't you excited about that?
I am, because I'll be on vacation. So, when I first started my career, I cannot remember the driver's last name, but I can remember his first name. His name was Kenny. And I was probably 23, 24. And he was probably in his 50s. I don't know. He was a 30-year employee at that time. This was like 1988, 1989. And I remember him telling me how much he looked forward to the week of Thanksgiving every year, because it was what he called the Last Supper. It was the last time he was going to sit down and have a family meal with his family before peak was over.
Right.
And so everybody looked forward to that mini vacation of a 4-day weekend before the madness really got going. And sadly, you're joking about it. We've decided to make a joke about that.
Wait. Are you telling me we're not getting a 4-day weekend?
Sadly, in 2014, UPS did away with the day after Thanksgiving as a UPS holiday. In 2015, it was listed on the calendar in 2014, but in 2015, it wasn't even listed as a UPS holiday anymore. But in 2014, they decided to make it a regular day of pay. And of course, everybody was up in arms about that, because in everybody's contract, which there's different contracts around the country. This is 705, which is a standalone. Atlantic region, my contract, Southwest, and then of course Central.
And I'm going to interrupt you for 1 second, just so people understand. Local 705 and 710 are both what they call white paper contracts. They do not follow underneath the national language. It mirrors it. There's very few differences, but there are differences, and they do have their own standalone contract. But the point we're trying to get to is everybody needs to look at their own supplements and talk to their local leadership, because every region is completely different. For example, Rhode Island falls in the same New England supplement as I do. But a key difference is the state of Rhode Island, it's actually illegal for the company to force you to work on the holiday. So even though we fall in the same supplement, because we're in different states, those guys cannot be forced to work the holidays. So I'm sorry, Dean, go ahead and pick it back up.
No, it's perfect. And that's exactly right. Is every supplement, every writer approaches working on a holiday different. Some have it in there that you cannot be forced to work on a holiday at all. Some have it in there that you can be forced to work on a holiday in seniority order. Some have it that, if the company makes it a regular work day, everybody works unless you have the day scheduled off or you're on vacation. Mm-hmm. And some pay time and a half for working that day. Some pay double time for working that day. And a lot of people under Article 40 don't get paid premium rate of pay at all, because they don't get paid premium rate of pay under Article 40. So it's hard to make a blanket. It's not hard to make. You can't make a blanket statement that covers the whole United States.
And that's important to know.
One thing I always find interesting, being on UPS Feeder Drivers Worldwide, one of the big pages, is we've allowed people from other countries into that page. And there's a couple guys from, I think they were from England, post. They get a holiday gift every year from the company. And it's like,
more,
when they post
work?
No, it's a tin, like a coffee, not a coffee tin, like a cookie tin, and it'll have a couple packets of hot chocolate in it, maybe couple pieces of chocolate bar or something. and the guys post that, and they're like going, "Hey, where the heck is this at? What, you guys get what?" You know?
Well, it's better than our turkeys that we get.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. Not to go back, but to digress the conversation back. The other thing that they cut out was every year at Founders Day, we used to get a little gift of some kind. Mm-hmm. Now they can. It's like pulling teeth to get them to go buy a $20 sheet cake to cut out a piece of cake. That's all we got this year was a sheet cake, and it was out in the lobby. By the time we came to work, it was all stale from sitting out all day. Yeah, and I mean, Costco has $20 sheet cakes that are just, they feed, 100 people per sheet. It's like, ooh, you spent a whole 20 cents there on me. Wow. Right. So, but yeah, so, just be very wary of that, of someone saying, hey, you don't have to show up to work. You can do this, you can do that. Just be aware that you need to know what you can do in your area. So a funny story that I want to share, the statute of limitations is long since surpassed, so good luck getting me for this, UPS. But I remember back a year of September 11th, back when UPS used to actually have things for the employees. An old manager who I still consider a friend, Rich Bordelis, he used to put together a bus trip up to the NASCAR race in New Hampshire. And the race was supposed to take place the weekend after September 11th. And because of everything that was going on, they postponed that race to Black Friday in November, which, first of all, in New Hampshire is very cold. But anyways, back then it was just an air delivery only day. And being a relatively new driver back then, I was forced in on Black Friday to deliver air. And I showed up to UPS at about 3:00 in the morning and jumped on the bus trip and booked off sick from the bus, from a UPS sponsored bus, on the way to New Hampshire. And my great friend Wayne Day, who's recently retired last year, he's sitting next to me in the seat, and I'm like, yeah, I'm booking off sick. And they're like, oh, sick? I said, yeah, I got a racing fever. And Wayne's next to me and cracks a beer in the phone. And manager was like, yeah, okay, we'll see you on Monday. So back then, it was you could get away with a little more back then. UPS had a little bit of a sense of humor, and we actually had some decent supervisors. And he's probably the only supervisor that I'm still friends with on Facebook because he was such a decent guy. Rich Borgelis, great guy. But it was a different world back then, and nowadays, no joke. You can't get away with that stuff anymore. UPS will find a way to get you for it. So we had one contract, and I think it was 4 years. It was the 1993 through 97 contract. And because holiday stuff is specific to the rider or supplement that you're under, this didn't happen across the country. And I'm always surprised when management people try to tell us this, that, oh, well, if you volunteer to work on a holiday, you only get paid straight time. And it's like, no, doesn't matter whether you volunteer or you're forced, you get paid. For us, we get paid time and a half. Mm-hmm. But there was one contract where, yeah, if you volunteered to work on the holiday, you got paid straight time. If you were forced to work on the holiday, you get paid time and a half. You know what happened during that time? No one volunteered. So It's like,
Yeah, why would you?
yeah. And it was just funny because they had so much problems getting people to show up on the day after Thanksgiving and New Year's Eve, because back then it was just delivering next day air and second day air packages.
Yeah,
they had so much that they said this didn't work. It was more hassle than it was worth. So they went back to if you work a holiday, whether you're forced or not, you got paid premium pay. But it's just, I just point that out to show, like what you were saying, is back then it was a different world. There was different things. They tried different things. They knew, they knew when they were forcing 20 people to come into your package center to deliver on the day after Thanksgiving. Well, we need 20. So we better force the bottom 25 in, because we know 5 of them are
you're going to get book
in.
offs. Yeah.
Yeah. We call it calling in sick. You call it booking off, so
yeah.
And so they planned for that. They knew that was going to happen. Did they still try and discipline people for it? Yeah, but they also knew it was going to happen. So.
And it's also, people should also realize too that they not only do they need to find out what their supplement in their local area does as it pertains to Black Friday and other holidays, but it's also important to know what your pay rate should be, because guaranteed UPS will screw it up. I know in my area we get time and a half for working plus 8 hours holiday pay. So tentatively you're getting double time and a half. I know some places get double time for working plus 8 hours holiday. Some people get straight time plus 8 hours holiday. So you really do need to pay attention to what your supplement says and speak to your local leadership to find out what's relevant in your area.
I'm not going to say what local it's at, but there's one local where when the holiday falls on a Saturday, they get to pick a day off during the week, that week, to take if they want to, or just get paid for the extra day. But it just goes to show that you have to know what affects you. You can't go off of what, someone else's language is, in a different part of the country.
And that warning, guys, is not just pertaining to podcast shows, live or edited, but it also has to do with Facebook posts. You got to remember, when people are putting stuff on Facebook, one of the first things you should be asking them is what supplement they're in. Because there's a lot of people, and myself included, go back 5 years, I had no idea that we had any white paper contracts at UPS. I didn't know that people's holiday pay rate and days off pertain to the supplement they were in. And, I've learned that what's true for me is not necessarily true for you. So just always double check your facts. You see it on Facebook. First thing you should be asking is what supplement they're in. And then you should be verifying your own supplement, because I'm telling you, it could be a 1-word difference, but that 1-word difference can change the meaning of language. So just make sure you're checking in with your locals. Make sure you understand your responsibilities, your rights, and your pay rates for these holidays that are coming up. Dean, I appreciate your time on the show. You're a great friend. You're one of the smartest guys I know. He really is truly a historian when it comes to it. There was a reference to TDU that we just came from, where I heard somebody call it a nerd fest. And clearly, Dean, you were missed. You should have been there. You are book smart, and you are a fantastic person. I appreciate you stopping by. I hope to have you on again. And you have a much earlier time zone than me. It is you are 3 hours behind me. And probably a lot warmer weather, because it's getting cold up here in the Northeast.
I actually had to put a jacket on today, but
what was it, 60?
it was down in the 50s, and so I had to put.
You guys wear parkas in 50s, and we're wearing shorts in 50s. There's something wrong with you people.
No. I appreciate the compliments. A few serious notes to everybody out there: if you're cooking a turkey and you're going to cook your turkey and deep fry it in a vat of peanut oil, make sure it's thawed out before you do that. I don't need to hear about a fire happening in someone's house. If you're going to do it, do it outside. Be safe with your turkey, cook the turkey, and just enjoy your time with your family no matter what happens. If the turkey gets burned and looks like the turkey out of the Christmas Vacation movie, enjoy the time with the family. everything. Enjoy your time with your family, because you never know when it's going to be your last.
Dean, I gotta ask
holiday
you.
with them.
This hit me while you were just saying that. Have you ever had one of those turkey, duck, whatever, the 3 layers?
Turducken. A turducken. No, I have not had.
Do you know what that is?
Yeah, a chicken stuffed inside a duck stuffed inside a turkey.
I was like, you gotta be kidding. What is that? I mean, I feel like I need to try this. This to me seems like something I have to try, but it does seem very different,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyways, brothers and sisters, we wanted to just put this episode out for you guys on Thanksgiving. You all have worked your ass off. We're all about to go into the peak season at UPS. Don't be surprised if it surprises UPS again. Oh crap, it's peak again.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Peak. Are you trying to say that Christmas happens on the same day every year?
Same day every year.
No.
And actually, believe it or not, give or take, it's 365 to 366 days apart every single year.
No way. There's no way they can plan for something like that.
And it was like, oh my God, it's here again. Anyways, guys, this has been a fun episode. Dean, thanks for stopping by. Brothers and sisters, enjoy your holiday weekend with your families. We love you all. Solidarity forever. We'll talk to you later, Dean.
See ya. Have a good day.
Thank you for stopping by the Bi-Weekly Grievance Show. Solidarity forever, brothers and sisters.
Hey, Dad, can we go eat some Thanksgiving turkey?
Yes, brother, let's go.
Okay.
Doing the bird, a gabba gobble gobble gabba gobble, doing the bird, a gabba gobble gobble gabba gobble, doing the bird, a gala gulu gulu clacka lacka, doing the bird, a gabba cackle like a racka racka, doing the bird, a gabba gow turka wow wow, gotta do the bird now, everybody's doing the bird, I gotta flap a dacka wacka backa, doing the bird, I gotta flap a dacka wacka backa, doing the bird, I gotta boogie boogie digga digga, doing the bird, I gotta kick a lick a bick a lick, doing the bird, I gotta flap flap stretch stretch, guess what? Turkey back, everybody's doing the bird. Turkey, so loud! Doing the bird, I gabba gobble 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 gobble, doing the bird, I got a gulu gulu clacka lacka, doing the bird, I gabba clacka lacka racka racka, doing the bird, I gobble gobble gobble, hey hey, gotta do some foul play, everybody's doing the bird.